Hi everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart and welcome to my channel. I am glad you're here because today I'm doing something very different. Normally I do a fluid art creation, but today I'm going to show you how I finish off my pieces with my logo. Now I most times use a stamp, but I just discovered a brand new tool that I've started using, and it is a branding iron, and I'm using my branding iron on my wood pieces, which is really cool. It's a little bit tricky, but I think it's worth it because it really lends a bit of authenticity to the wood piece when you're selling it. So in this video, I'm going to show you finishing off coasters with cork and stamp. Then I'm going to show you a CD for clocks, a cradle board, and canvas. And then I'm going to round it all off using the branding iron on a wood board. And you'll get to see all this. And in the description, I'll have a link to the different products I use, so it'll be easy to find, and some of the learnings that I've made throughout this video. So stay tuned. We'll get into the creations and the finishing of these products, and hopefully you'll learn a thing or two with me, and let's get started. Hey everyone, so I'm going to show you how I finish off a coaster right after resining. So I'm going to show you how to remove the tape, and then sanding, and then finishing it off with my logo. I'm not sure how much I'm going to show you, but basically you need to take the tape off. You need to have your hot gun, your heat gun. Start with one edge, heat it up a little bit. And I'm going to get into corking it and stamping it before it's over. Also sanding it. So this is all I do to remove the tape and a lot of the resin drippings. That's it. Now I did this a few weeks ago actually. It's just been waiting around to get to this point where I'm sharing it at this point. Normally I just do it on my own. So I have company today while I'm doing this. Having a heat gun is really, really nice. My husband got this for me as a birthday present a few years ago, and boy, it's the best, the best. You know you're dedicated when you get equipment for what you do for your birthday. I can't even tell you if I ever had jewelry given to me. Well, I had jewelry as a wedding gift. But as you can see, I'm not really a jewelry person. But yeah, all you do is heat it up, go around. And the sooner you do this after resining, the better. So like within 18 hours is ideal for me. You can feel if you're getting stuck. So if you get stuck, just get a little more heat. So that's that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down. And I'm going to sand the back, because the back of these coasters will have some sharp parts from the resin. So I just sand it. You can just sand the whole thing at once if you want. I find doing one side at a time is preferable. Just go to the point where it's actually smooth. And you keep going around till you get it all smoothed out. Once I get this smoothed out, I'll be back to show you the application of the cork. Just going to wipe it down a little bit. Now, corking. I'm just going to show you one. So I've got multiple corks, or multiple stamps from Zazzle. That's their logo. You can go online or go to their website. This is one I use mostly. I use this archival ink that I stamp into. I'll get to that in a moment. I get this cork off of Amazon. There's all kinds of self-adhesive cork, but there are different thicknesses. Of course, it's made in China, so God only knows how much these cost now. This is 2 mil. Now, you can get 1 mil, and they're really flimsy and chintzy. But this is 2 mil, which is much better. It's got better, it just feels more quality-like. And anyway, so gonna lay one down there. Then what I do is I get this stamp pad going. I just dip it in the ink. Now this ink pad's been with me for 3 years or so. Even pressure. There we go. That's all. Dip it in. Try to get the middle. Try to get it straight. But even if you don't, no big deal. So what I usually do is I'll mass stamp ahead and get a whole bunch of them, so then when I get ready to cork, I just easily stick and apply. So then once I got this cleaned up, oh, got another spot over here. Let me get this done. You're best doing this outside, because the dust particles are probably not the best thing to inhale. Peel the cork. This shows you how thick it is. Yeah, obviously you can't use a brand on this, so you just do this. And you don't need the 4 1/4 inch cork. And that's all there is to this. I don't finish off the edges. I leave it just natural. No big deal. Not one person's ever complained about that. So here, I'm going to do the rest of these. All right, everybody, I'm going to do a CD, which is my clock, before I put the back on it. And I'm not going to show you that part, but I'm going to show you what I do to put my stamp on it. You want to have your stamp on everything as much as you can, because that's how people will know who you are. If somebody picks it up in somebody's house, they're like, who did that? And you have your information on there. So I'm going to use this stamp. Oh, this stamp. And before, I'm going to, I think I probably just showed you this. I'm going to do a little practice run. And then I'm going to put it on here. Bearing in mind I have to have the clock mechanism that'll go there. This will be the size of the clock mechanism, so it's going to fit right in there. It'll be perfect. By the way, I get these off Amazon as well. The clock mechanisms. And they also come with hands. And now, after I get done with the stamping, I usually let it wait a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to let it wait a little bit. I'm going to come back, I'm going to spray it with some matte spray, just to seal it so it won't go anywhere. So I'll be back when this is fully dry. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to shake this up. My Cradle matte. I'm going to give it just a couple squirts. Test squirt. Don't need to saturate it. Just need to cover it. That's enough. The reason why I don't brush, because it can get messy. So there it is. The reason why there's a streak there is because I touched it with my thumb earlier. My finger, thumb. But that's it. So that one's finished. And then I can use this for later. And this as well. Hi everyone, I'm back. I'm going to do a couple more finishing off of a couple different things. This is a Cradle board. And this is a round canvas. It's a canvas. And just going to show you what I do. Once again, I'm going to use my round stamper. And then I'm going to line it up. So here, I've already got the back on. So I've got the hanger on it, so I already know generally where center is. And then I'm just going to do a test run. Make sure I have it facing the right way. I'm going to drop it on the piece. And then I'm going to use a Sharpie. Let's see, I want to use a smaller Sharpie. Let's see how this one goes. just to put my signature on it. And when did I make this? I'm just going to write down 2025 for now. I'll show you which video this is if you want to take a look at that video. But anyway, here is this round on Cradle board, finished with this stamp and my signature. So we'll set this one aside. Now let's do the canvas. Basically the same thing. I have video for this one as well. Happen to still have these in my possession. I've already got the hook in there, so I know generally where center is. Do another test run. Press down nice and firm. The canvas is harder to do than a cradle board because you're dealing with canvas and not a smooth piece of wood. So now I'm going to put my signature on it. And I'll put 2025 again. And then that'll be it. And I'm not going to put any kind of varnish on this because it doesn't need it, because it's going to absorb into that canvas. So that one's called done. We'll call that done. So that's how I finish off my canvas, cradle board, canvas. And next I'm going to show you my fun new toy, the branding iron that I'm going to use on my wood pieces. So I'm going to voice over this part, and I'm showing you here the brand that says handcrafted by louisemckayart. And I got this brand off of Amazon, where you can actually design your own brand, get the size that you want, the font that you want, the design, all of it. You can decide how you want to do it. And I can't remember what size this is. I'll try to look it up and I'll put it in the description along with the link to this particular branding. Now, what I found is I have my stove, which is a gas stove, which is really what you need, and I have it on high, and I am sitting there with the brand in it for about 2 minutes. And technically, you want it to reach about 500 degrees. Of course, I have no way of testing how hot this is, and I'm certainly not going to touch it. But you try to get to 500 degrees, which is going to give you a good sear on the wood. But what I always find, just like you saw already with my stamps, is that I test it first. I make sure that my brand is going to be hot enough so that when I get ready to go on my piece, it will brand it thoroughly. Now, my tendency is to over-brand, and I push in a little too hard, and you almost don't need to do that. Now, I've read online you don't want to rock it, but for me, I personally find that on my wood pieces, rocking it up and down, right and left actually helps. So here I have a little bit more time to go before I get to 2 minutes. I just want to point out to check out my description where I'll have links to the different products that I'm using, and also links to some of my creations as well. So I think it's pretty much close to 2 minutes here, and you're going to see me doing some testing. Give it a little push down, a little rock one way or the other. You start to see a little smoke. Don't get worried. Kind of smells cool. Obviously, my brand is not hot enough, as you can see real quick from my pan away, that the sear didn't quite get into the wood. So I'm going to go back in, warm it up a little more until I get it to the right temperature. And once you get a good test run, you just bring it back to the stove for another couple seconds and then go back to your actual piece, brand it, and you should be good to go. Now, my tendency, like I mentioned, is to over-brand. I've only 1 time out of 5 had a perfect brand, but I think the more I do this, the better I'm going to get. I'm trying to give you everything you need to know here, as close as what you're going to need, but at the end of the day, you have to get down and do it yourself and get comfortable with it, and then get good at it. So here I am giving it another shot. Let's see how this one turned out. A little overdone, but you know what? You can read it. That's the most important thing. So while my husband, the cameraman, is going to pan up and show you some of my prior branding practice runs, I'm going to be on the stove giving it its last cozy warm-up before I put it on the wood board. So here we go. Gentle pressure, rock up and down, left and right, pull away. And again, I'm a little bit of an over-brander, but it's definitely readable. and looks very authentic. To me, this looks so much better, I think, than a stamp. And with each one, I'll hopefully improve. So everyone, that's pretty much a wrap. I think that's all I have for you today. At the end, I'm going to link a playlist for other educational type tutorials like the art of the blow, where I show you how to perfect your blow for small creations like coasters and CDs like you saw here, and how to make your pouring medium, how to make a cell activator, and other things like that. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell and all. You'll get all my latest art tutorials, and I also would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up. And if you comment, I will get back to you. I get back to everybody all the time. So that's all I have for now, everybody. Take care. Till next time.